Hey, Truth Seekers, welcome back. Zach here. Yesterday, October 29th, 2015, week 12 of the NFL season, the Sunday night game was Patriots versus Broncos. And before the game began, I said that I thought the Broncos would likely upset the Patriots, ending their undefeated season and also setting up future stardom for the young Brock Osweiler, just as what happened for Tom Brady in 2001, who was replacing the hurt Drew Bledsoe. The longtime veteran star of the league injured. In comes the young Tom Brady in the era of the Patriot Act in the wake of 9/11. I think what we saw last night was the beginning of something similar for Brock Osweiler. And I want to show you how last night's game was scripted by numerology, just as all these professional sports games are. What this world needs to wake up to is that pro sports are 100% rigged, 100% predetermined, and what fans are actually watching are athletic actors on the athletic stage. So let's go through this hoax of a game. There's a lot here. I'm also going to talk about why I'm almost 100% certain the Broncos will be in the Super Bowl this year. I'm almost 100% certain the Broncos are on the way to the Super Bowl this year. It's part of the reason I had a hunch they would win last night against the Patriots. So notice the young QB, November 22nd, 1990 birthday. That's an infamous date in history, the date of the JFK assassination. If you have never seen my video on the assassination of JFK, it is the best conspiracy research in the history of the world. I do not say that out of arrogance. I say that out of 100% truth. I have proven what really happened on November 22nd, 1963, as nobody else ever has. And I am using these skills to not only show how history is rigged, but how pro sports is rigged. So let's look at Brock Allen Osweiler. Notice he has a name gematria of 65 and 74. These are very important numbers to Freemasonry, especially 74. The reflection of 74 is 47. The first ever Super Bowl was in the 47th year of the NFL. 47th year of the league. The name Brock Allen Osweiler also has gematria of 84. United States of America equals 84. The NFL calls itself America's game. In George Orwell's book 1984, he said all it would take to pacify the people was beer and football. And my God, is that ever true? At least here in the United States. The name Brock Allen Osweiler in simple English gematria, also very interesting. Having gematria of 155, a very special number. The word Christianity equals 155. The word science equals 155. Christian equals 47. Think about how football's on Sunday, like the day Christians worship. It's all part of an intertwined numerological web. And what I'm trying to tell you is the same people who run the church are the same people who run the NFL. And they code their programming into people in a variety of ways. Also, with regards to that ending of 55, the Broncos are in their 55th year of existence this season, and yesterday's date numerology was 55. Wait until I show you what Osweiler's stats were coming into the game. Quite comical. Brock Allen Osweiler, 183. That 8-3 ending's curious. Football equals 83. Yesterday, a very important date to the Zionists. It is the Zionists and the Masons who control the NFL. The Zionist state of Israel was recognized by a 33-member vote by the United Nations on November 29th, 1947, 68 years ago. Denver has gematria of 68. Broncos has gematria of 86. 68 years ago, a big anniversary for the Zionists on November 29th. So interestingly, his life numbers yield some interesting results. 142. Remember this number, Truth Seeker. Recently, there was a really bizarre story in Glendale, California, where a motorist crashed on the freeway. His body was ejected from the rear of the car through the glass and somehow landed on top of a freeway sign at exit 142 Colorado Street. If you can believe it, I took that news story and I said, you know what this is? This is a big media joke. The Zionists, they control your media, they control your sports leagues, they leave riddles everywhere. And what that story was really telling me was that the Broncos were going to be in the Super Bowl. Colorado Street, Denver Broncos, Denver, Colorado. They made this comment about how Vernon Davis is really connecting with the young quarterback, Osweiler. This is curious because the name Davis has a gematria of 55. Again, 55, a special number for the Broncos. And Vernon Davis's birthday is January 31st, 131. Super Bowl equals 131. The Broncos won their last Super Bowl January 31st in Super Bowl 33. So again, some numbers here. Yesterday's date numerology 55, Broncos in their 55th year of existence. The word Satan has a gematria of 55. The false Jews, the Zionist Jews who control the NFL and more, they refer to themselves as the synagogue of Satan. Brock was a Sun Devil at Arizona State University. And I can't knock that too hard because I'm a Sun Devil myself. I graduated 2005. Arizona State University has some very interesting gematria itself. Has that 113 coding. Favorite number of the Zionists as well. ASU, the acronym, even breaks down to 113. The words mainstream, dishonest, green screen all have gematria of 113. Whole lot of mainstream and dishonest in the NFL. So late in the game, when Brock took the lead against Tom Brady, I literally laughed my ass off because I just loved how scripted it was. It was just so beautiful, the scripting. 5 plays, 83 yards, and right away the camera went to Tom Brady, looking all disgruntled, all hummy that this game's not scripted for him. You know why it's so funny that it's 83 yards, Truth Seeker? Because the word football has a gematria of 83. And the reason this cocksucking piece of shit is the face of the league is not because he's an elite talent. He's highly mediocre, which everyone should be able to see, and they would if they had eyes to see. The reason Tom Brady and Peyton Manning are the face of the league is because of what their birthdays are. The people in this league are chosen by their birthdays. I just got done doing a video on the Seahawks and what Russell Wilson's birthday had to do with yesterday and the way the Seahawks won. Anyhow, football equals 83. Tom Brady's born on August 3rd, 8-3. Peyton Manning's born on March 24th, the 83rd day of the year. Football equals 83. The first Super Bowl was ever on a date with 83 numerology. Here we get the 83-yard scoring drive. And you know what else is comical about that, Truth Seeker? That means it started at the 17-yard line, and Osweiler wears the number 17. This is the NFL. This is how they do it. This year's Super Bowl, Truth Seeker, will be in San Francisco, which has gematria of 122. You see it? It's a joke. Tom Brady and Peyton Manning, both the face of the league, not because they're great, but because they were born to be. It's so obvious if you have eyes to see what goes on in NFL games. Teams that don't win, the QB gets maybe 2 seconds before he has to run for his life. Tom Brady and Peyton Manning, their entire careers, have gotten 4, 5, 6 seconds in the pocket every drop back. And when they get tackled, the defensive players tackle them ever so gently. It's all so obvious. There's a lot of people in on it. Some people say, it's impossible. These guys, they're the greatest talent. That's why they're the pros. Bzzz. They're great talent, that's true, but they're all overpaid, and because they're overpaid, they shut their fucking mouths and let the rigging going on like the cocksucking sellout pieces of shit they are. The people who run the leagues also run the money system. They use money to control society because money makes people do things they otherwise wouldn't do. Final score, 30-24. Had an extra point been kicked, which isn't necessary in overtime, it would have summed to 55 likely. like the date numerology, like the Broncos being in the 55th year of their existence. Here's the scoring summary, Truth Seeker. I want to talk about the closing play and why it was so comical. The game went into overtime 24-24, a sum of 48. 48 has not been a friendly number to the Broncos in history. They lost in Super Bowl 48. They lost to, or I shouldn't say to the Broncos. I should say to Peyton Manning. He lost in Super Bowl 48 with the Broncos, and he lost in Super Bowl 44 to the Saints, who his father played for, with a score of 31-17, a sum of 48. 48, the number of propaganda, the number of hoax, the number of Illuminati. A 48-yard run won the game last night after it went to overtime 48-48. And what else is comical is it was Sunday night football. I've done recent videos in recent weeks showing how they always code a 39 into Sunday night football. Remember, SNF equals 39, 19 plus 14 plus 6. The winning play was a handoff from number 17 to number 22, summing to 39 for the 48-yard win. Both QBs had 42 passing attempts. The word Freemason equals 42. The NFL was established by Freemasons, is controlled by Freemasons. Zionist, Masonic Freemasons. Tom Brady's 4-2 in Super Bowls. None of this stuff is a coincidence, Truth Seeker. It's all signs of the scripting. All these people watching these games thinking it's real, they're deceiving themselves. It's such an obvious and transparent hoax. Something else I want to point out with the 42 attempts, 39 and 42, we just talked about 39, when they're written out, they both sum to 142. This is another special number. Osweiler's birthday, November 26, 1990, a date with 142 numerology. This is a number that connected to him as well. All of this might be a big tribute to the future stardom to come for the little Sun Devil.